So good morning, everybody. I'm Jan-Jaap Aoué. I'm Dean of the Center of Expertise on Energy at Hanze University of Applied Sciences, and I welcome you today to EnTranCe, our Energy Transition Center. And actually, the existence of EnTranCe is part of the output or outcome of both SNN and Energy Valley. This is one of the outcomes of this cluster-based way of looking at the world. And I want to tell you a little bit about where you are today at EnTranCe and what our philosophy is behind this open innovation ecosystem. And I will start off with this slide, and probably Gerrit is very familiar with part of the slide because this is what we call the Energy Valley in the Netherlands. So it's the northern part of the Netherlands. And actually it goes into part of Germany as well. And looking at this slide, you can see why our University of Applied Sciences chose renewable energy as one of the strong points of our university. Because it's about energy in this region. About 30,000 jobs are associated with energy. But then something changed. Climate change, for example. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but today you are probably about 25 centimeters above sea level. So meaning that climate change is a serious issue for this region. And that's not the only thing. You're also on top of Groningen gas fields. And this is one of the first gas fields in the world to be commercially explored. It's empty. And if the gas field's empty, you get all kinds of things like earthquakes, small earthquakes. And 25,000 jobs at stake. So things are changing. And then we have an urge to go for a more sustainable society. And that's why we, as a University of Applied Sciences, chose renewable energy to be one of our strong points. We want to contribute to 25,000 jobs in transition. And we want to contribute to welfare in this region. And things are changing. So if you look at this picture, you see all the black dots, those are gas fields and things like that. But today, almost 40% of all renewable gases, biogas, comes from this region as well, making use of the infrastructure we had already for natural gas. But also about 35% of all Dutch wind is associated with this region, both onshore and offshore. And this makes us a favorable region in the Netherlands to be what we call the green plug for the Netherlands. That's our next step we want to take. And that's where we come in. So the mission of this Center of Expertise is actually to speed up the speed of innovation we need for the energy transition to happen. And I say that again because we want to speed up the speed of innovation. And we do this by training students and work together with industry on all kinds of issues you have to solve to get there. And how do we do that? And on top you see this graph, and this is a typical graph of product developments. And I think most of you will recognize this. You have research cycle, a development cycle, and something like a business case cycle. And for typical household appliances, this can take up to 25 years from the lab table to actually fit it inside your home, 25 years. And if you look at 2017 and you add 25 years, you know it's too late for all kinds of renewable inventions to be part of your home, to help us keep within the Paris framework of climate change. So we have to speed up. And the way we try to do this is by training our students to work in an interdisciplinary setting. So get people from research cycle, work together with, for example, people from marketing and vice versa. Get people from development, etc., etc. And this is an easy thing to do, but in the end it's quite difficult because those are different people. How to get the engineers talk with the marketeers. The marketeers who will say, I want to sell this tomorrow for this and this price, and the engineers, they say, okay, we can't do that. Or I don't know what you're telling me. So that's one part of the things we try to teach our students, how to work together with different groups to be able to actually speed up this process. That's one of the ingredients. Multi-level is another one. because there are very few companies in the world where only people from university work, or people from vocational industry, education, or people from etc. So we try to get those people work together, because people working actually in the field, they have many great ideas, and many of those ideas do not get to the people from R&D, for example. So multi-level is another ingredient in the way we try to speed up. The other important ingredient is young people, students in our case. But young people who will not say at the start, oh, we've tried this before and it doesn't work, or it won't work. Things we like to tell, because we have this experience once or twice, and the third time you think, okay, this won't work. But sometimes the third time it will work, because the world has changed. We have internet, we have blockchain, we have all kinds of new technology. So there are new possibilities, and young people, they look at the possibilities instead of all the things, all the reasons why it won't work. So getting young people involved is very important. How do you get young people involved in energy? Because this was a boring subject. Energy comes from the plug in your wall. Duh. My children would say, duh, that's not interesting. But how to get them involved? And this has to do with the societal change. That's where the young people come in, because that's something they find interesting. How to build up a new sustainable society. And the last very important ingredient is stakeholder dialogue. So what we try to do is to create an open innovation ecosystem. So everything you see around you, and I will show you a picture in a minute, is being developed together with industry. They also pay part of the bill. So this is really a public-private partnership. And those ingredients together will help us to speed up the speed of innovation. Does it always work? No. It's not a recipe you can just cook and it will work. It's something with fail and error. So how do we try to do that? We have actually not a diamond, not a Porter diamond, but it's we have 4 pillars under the things we're doing. So we work closely together with business partners, very important to us. But we also work together with partners from society, real people living in real houses, and listen to what they want in their home for the step to renewables. Education, we work closely together with educational programs and put all kinds of developments in place into that. And of course applied research, because you have to find ways to solve the issues you come up with. So those are the main pillars behind what we are doing. And this is not an open innovation center on its own, because we started with renewable energy 4 years ago. 4 years ago, this was a greenfield situation. We actually had sheep walking on this area. And today, it's an environment with a lot of buzz. And this buzz attracts other buzz. And if you look at this picture, you can see some of the initiatives that have been launched in the last 2 years. So we started with EnTranCe, the Energy Transition Center, about 4 years ago. And you can look around and you see what it's today. But 3 weeks ago, we launched a new initiative, also an open innovation initiative aimed at the building sector. Because one of the challenges is how to make earthquake-resistant buildings in this area, because we suffer from earthquakes. Small earthquakes, this is a safe building, so don't worry, but small earthquakes. And many of our houses are 100 years old, so how to cope with that? And if you're going to do that, this large-scale renovation, why not do it in a sustainable way? So this is a new initiative. We also have another initiative, which is right over there. It's called the 5G Field Lab. 5G being the next generation mobile internet. So this is actually the first place in the Netherlands where we have 5G coverage. And why 5G? Because if you have 5G, you can actually connect a lot of appliances and a lot of equipment to it with low latency. And why is that important, for example, for energy? Well, if you want to have a smart grid, you can think in a very different way if you can do it with 5G. And you can do all kinds of other things with 5G, of course. And the last one at this moment is that we are developing what we call Zernike Advanced Processing, which is an open innovation initiative for the processing and food industry, because we have an agricultural background. So how to go for the bio-based society, how to actually make use of all the ingredients we have in this region, and as a last resort, make energy out of it. So those are all open innovation initiatives. And together we form a huge cluster of open innovation on this area. And as I said, this is part of the outcome of the strategy we've took as a region, both from SNN side and from Energy Valley side. So I wish you a very good 2 days in this conference. I'm also very interested in, for example, Northern Connections, because that's one of the projects we also connect. We like to connect to similar initiatives around Europe. So if you have any ideas, we are very interested. I wish you a very fruitful meeting today. Thank you very much.